Hey, what's going on? Welcome to Heaven on Earth. I'm Michael, the Leo Mystic. This is where I channel the sacred guidance for this astrological week of the 2nd until the 8th of November. It is an interesting week. We got Mercury coming direct. We got Jupiter-Pluto conjunction. We got the Sun square the nodes. We got the presidential elections coming up on Tuesday. I'm going to say something about that. And let's just reflect a little bit, how was the full moon in Taurus for you? I mean, for you, for me, and for many of my friends, it was a beautiful yet intense. Boy, did you feel that? Like the nervous system being reset. And, it's just like, this is where that split in consciousness is really, like, a lot of people too were just like, money taken away, and just like there was this earthquake in Greece and in Turkey, and if someone watching knowing these people anyway, just like all my blessings to them, and I hope they're well. But yeah, that's the full moon in Taurus on Uranus right there. Anything can happen, and it's earthquakes. But also, if you've been like everything is long-term. I've been saying this for quite a while. Saturn, Jupiter, Pluto, Capricorn. Capricorn is about long-term plans, it's about structure, it's about integrity. And so if you're in your integrity, honestly, and you understand the laws of nature, these are actually quite beautiful times, weirdly enough, maybe for some people. But this is what I want to talk to you about, because this week, it is really about that exactly. We got the moon coming in Gemini, and Gemini is what? Gemini is truth. I mean, it's not really the truth, but it is looking for truth. It's trying to make sense of the laws of nature and of, this universe that we're in, and trying to understand it by investigating, doing research, by exchanging opinions, information. It is also our closed environment. So North Node is there. What does that mean? Focus on this right now. There's no surprises that, we cannot travel. South Node. We have to let go of that. Sagittarius. Travel, explore, and beliefs. And I will talk about beliefs in just a second, because that's a Jupiter-Pluto conjunction that is really important there. But so the moon in Gemini is going to ask us, or is asking us, together with that North Node, think for yourself. Study. Form your own opinion. Let go of what? Beliefs. And travel. We have to focus on our closed environment. What can we do here? Here in my closed environment, not there. Not their beliefs, not their opinions. It doesn't matter. It's just like literally clearly saying, create your own environment. Doesn't matter what the politics say. Doesn't matter what the world around you is coming out. This is about, unplugging out of the collective consciousness. And yes, I mean, in a sense, you can't really fully unplug. You got to like consume information. But you have to learn to form your own opinion, is what Source is saying here. You have to decide for yourself. And Mercury is neutral in its essence. Not in Gemini, it's not really neutral. But Mercury is neutral. And so that's the invitation here too, with a Virgo opposite point, of that Neptune square. Because Neptune square the nodes is another thing that's going on, and that is about faith. It's not about belief. Faith is about, I'm humble. I understand that I can't figure out everything like myself. Even if I study the most crazy esoteric stuff, there's just a force beyond my power, and I'm going to trust. Trust. There's no polarity. Everything is happening for evolution, growth, and there are no sins. It's a weird way. right? Beliefs, though, that's a Jupiter-Pluto conjunction. Jupiter on Pluto conjuncting. It's not really happening exact this week. This for next week. But it's still, it's on the same degree. So Jupiter is truth. It's ruled by Sagittarius. Where's the South Node? Sagittarius. Letting go of that. About beliefs. Where's Pluto? Right? Jupiter is on Pluto. Jupiter-Pluto is intense. Pluto is death, rebirth of what? The patriarchy. It is unraveling our structures, and that's what's happening. That is what's happening, and it is scary, and it is the unknown. Neptune square the nodes, but it has to happen. Square the nodes. Neptune, trust, faith, belief, spirituality. It has to happen. We have to have faith. Even if we form our own opinion and decide for ourselves, there's still that higher power. Source is saying hello. And that's why I, myself, if I look at the astrology, get quite calm, relaxed. Because the astrology is saying, well, you know what? Just watch me. Just, trust me. Observe. Know. South Node Sagittarius, Jupiter, Pluto. Pluto is death of beliefs. No more beliefs, no more truth seeking. It's like, let's reform, let's restructure those beliefs. Let's just see anything that you thought was true has to go, because I will show you there's a better, bigger, newer way of doing things. And so, but Jupiter-Pluto is also really, it's the pandemic. Jupiter and Pluto is pandemics. So that pandemic is coming to its culmination point, because now Jupiter is going to pass by Pluto and that new cycle has set. So the intensity after that is going to decline a little bit, more and more, or less and less. But interesting, for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Moon is in Gemini. It's a long stretch there, even though it's 2.5 days, but it's like we're awake. It's like more, it's happening really Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's on 2.5 days of 2 full days, Monday and Tuesday. So that Tuesday is the presidential election. What is the Moon in Gemini doing? It's really close to the North Node. So it is about getting out of the comfort zone. So we're being pushed out of our comfort zone. It is squaring Neptune. So there's no truth. We can't figure it out. And so that's why this presidential election is going to be like a lot of like lies spread by the media, Neptune, that is going to say, oh no, even though like the votes are being counted or whatever, like, no, Biden won. And then, but it's like, it's not true. And you're going to find out, it's like, oh, Trump won. What the hell? I thought they were like, and maybe even like Mercury is coming stationary to go direct in the evening. Well, that is like actually for America, that's afternoon. So that's interesting. I think that is about not knowing, like Mercury stopped. It's like, we're in the middle of a fog here, and it's really not clear. And I think it will take quite a while to really understand and know the true counting. There might even be, I don't know, man, like Jupiter, Pluto, a lot of manipulation going on, and Mercury square Saturn, the government taking control over and just like saying, no, this is how it went wrong, and just like taking control over, I don't know, man, but something about this election is really, it's really weird. We will not know the truth until very late. It might be that there's a recounting required, or that it is taken to, I don't know, to some higher force that has to decide who's going to win. But I watched the Leo King. He was talking about who's going to win, and he did all the astrology about the charts of Trump and the chart of Biden and even of Kamala and all these people. And I don't mean all these people, Mike Pence, the vice presidents, obviously. And so Trump's going to win is what came out of it. So it's interesting to see because I'm really firm on astrology, and it shows that for me too. And, you know, that's actually a good thing, apparently. So if you want to know what I'm talking about, go check out the Leo King and the presidential elections. But either way, Moon in Gemini is like, I can't know the truth. You know, it's like, because I'm squaring Neptune. It's foggy. But there, that again is about sources taking over. There's a higher power taking over. It's like, it's all preconditioned in a sense. It has to happen for our spirituality, a true spirituality being brought back to Earth. And you know, Mercury squaring Saturn the whole week, has been pretty much a whole week, because Mercury's been staying there. And this is our communication. It's our fight for justice. And so even if we think for ourselves, which is important, again, Capricorn energy, long term, think long term, think long term. Still, Mercury squaring Saturn, it will move on this week though, but still, the government will not tolerate your opinion, will not tolerate your truth. It will block the truth. And I mean, they've got us locked up. We are sent to a room again. But that is where then, you know, Thursday, Friday, our anxiety is coming up because Moon is in Cancer. It's very emotional. It is squaring Mercury. So we're feeling insecure. We don't know, you know, whether we're doing the right thing, and we actually want to play safe. And Moon in Cancer is opposing all that Capricorn of, you know, the institutions, and so it's like, oh, I don't want to go there. But then Saturday, Moon comes in Leo, making a last quarter square over to the Sun. Now this is requiring courage. It's requiring to bring the heart, Leo, into Sun, Scorpio, the dark, you know, into transformation. And in and of itself, it's like the death of the ego. So, you know, there's a lot of like ego involved, and there's like, especially because Moon in Leo trining Mars retrograde, it's like, it's coming from aggression, it's coming from ego, but that's not the point here. It's really, if we look at this from a more 5D standpoint, this is really about courage to take action, to go for it. And the Sun in Scorpio is quincunxing the North Node, and is quincunxing Mars. So this is like people really feeling scared, and I don't want to take action. I don't want to go, you know, like against the law, and you know, I'm just gonna follow. I'm just gonna believe because that feels more comfortable, and you know, oh, I can't think for myself because it's so heavy. And I get it; it's really heavy energy, and it's crazy what is happening. But Moon in Leo asks leadership, courage, and then Sun in Scorpio trine Neptune. If you really are courageous and you really take action and you really expose the truth, but you come from peace, because we got to understand, Mars is retrograde, it's pointing over to Libra, and luckily Venus is in Libra. We can't forget with all this shit going on, Venus in Libra is actually a beautiful thing. It's about relationships, it's about beauty, it's about, oh my God, and you know, make myself beautiful, and it's about peace and justice. And so it is really about coming from peace, about still standing up for justice and taking action. As a matter of fact, you know, it's really about first thinking for yourself, all that Gemini energy. And then, you know, really before you act, Mars retrograde is pointing towards Libra, relate. But don't go, I first relate, then I make up my opinion. No, this is an invitation to make up your own opinion in whatever you're doing first, then go out and relate and seek out the people that support you, and try to find a good plan take action against all odds, do what needs to be done, show your bravery, show your courageousness, and be rewarded by it. Moon and Leo trining Mars retrograde, but only retrograde, pointing towards Libra. If you can come from a peaceful, justice-oriented ways of doing things. And then Sun in Scorpio trining Neptune brings healing. It's like emotional healing, satisfaction. It is spirit not in the flesh, but it's spirit really rising or bringing calm waters. It's like, feels good. Let's sail. Smooth sailing. That's it. And so this is really an invitation for you to really, really, really close yourself off from the news, from the collective consciousness. Try to, consume the information in a very neutral way. Then, make up your own mind. And it's about making a decision. It is really about making a decision, because Mercury square Saturn. If you stay undecided, with Mercury is in Libra, it's just like, I don't know. No, it's about, okay, make a decision here, make up your freaking mind, and then go ahead and act. But only if you've really considered all the options with other people. Trust me, then your courageousness is going to be, and that's why Saturday, 7th of November, is that 7th? I think so. We're really going to get on the streets. And not in a circle, we're going to have to do this differently. We're going to have to stay separate, and we're going to have to get way out of each other. Like, it can't look like a mass event. But what we're going to do is we're going to use social media, and we're going to get on the streets. And, I don't know, I'll lead this time, but, this is my invitation. I've been, extending my hand out, and please, put your own initiatives and get out and on the streets too and do something, because we cannot just sit and, do nothing. Even though there's a higher power and there's beautiful things going on, and it's, it's like, yes, it's a very high order, but we still have to co-create. We have to show other people to wake up to. This is more what it's about. It's not about rebellion. It's about bringing in 5D into this 3D world, which already is, but consciously, and showing other people, come on, bring your forces together and use the light, what you came down with here on Earth, to connect with one another, to place an intent in the world, and to really connect. And so what we're going to do is we're going to come on the streets, and there are certain locations that I will send in Antwerp. But please, if you're in the world, come and join the act of just getting on the street, because you're still allowed on the street, just not with more people, just 2 people, at least in Belgium. So for Belgium, people come on the street, and just you and your partner, or alone, is fine too. And if you're with your partner, you just hold each other's hands, or sticks if you have to stand 1.5 meters from each other. And you just follow along. I will, connect via Instagram. And if that doesn't work, I'll give a Zoom link for, in case, I don't know, whatever. You never know. Instagram says oh, this is bullshit. Anyway, and then I'll guide you through the whole process of connecting, of meditating, of singing mantras, and it's going to be beautiful. We're going to sing Ramadasa together. And even though you're not standing in a circle, you're standing far away from each other, I hear the whole city and the whole world singing Ramadasa Sa Se So Hum. And that in and of itself is going to send a powerful message in the ethers. But we're going to stand, 1.5 meters from each other. We're not going to, come together with more people than 2. We're going to be spread all over into the streets. But just the act of really going out into the streets, it just shows the world and shows the ether, shows the universe, we mean this. you know, we don't have to really connect, which is in a way a little bit of shame that we can't stand in a circle, because then the police is going to come and send us away. But that's what that Moon in Leo square Sun in Scorpio is all about. It's about courageousness, and it's about healing, spiritual healing brought to the world. And so I hope you can make up your own mind and think for yourself. Much love, the Leo Mystic. See you next week. Bye-bye.